Poppa quiz. Poppa quiz. It's amazing that we come up with these titles that are just, I mean, they're just so amazing. The audience should know that Poppa quiz, we haven't seen these questions before, which puts us in a very vulnerable state, because usually the questions I ask Sebastian are like, what color's the sky? And then he asked me like, what is the mitochondrial DNA of something, which I don't know. So let's see how this goes.
All right, I'm going to ask the first question.
All right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What is the smallest bone in the body?
Oh, that's a good one. I've actually asked kids this. I probably ask your daughter when she comes in.
If you get this,
right?
And I don't know where you got the answer. All right,
yeah. So actually, do you know? Do you even know where that is?
If it didn't say it on the card,
Yeah.
I have no idea where it is. And number one, I would have thought the smallest bone in the body would be located in the finger.
Yeah, but it's the ear.
And do you know?
There's three bones: the malleus, the incus, and the stapes.
Yep. It says the stapes here. It doesn't even give you the three. He knew more than Google.
And they are the three ossicles in the air, the smallest. And these questions are sort of fun because when kids are interested in science and they come in the office, I'll ask them like, what's your smallest bone? What's your biggest bone? How many bones do you have? Things like that.
Okay. Now, since we're on that topic, what is the largest bone? Maybe I know this.
What do you know?
Is the largest bone in the body the tibia?
No. But because where's the tibia?
It's in the calf.
Right. But think about your thigh is much longer. So my guess is it's the femur, which is the bone from the hip to the knee. We can Google that, but my guess is that.
I don't think you have to Google it.
Yeah.
But here's an interesting, this is why I'm fascinated about intellect and education.
Yeah.
Out of all the bones in the body, right? And again, is that retention from college, or did you have somebody come in last week with a problem with their ear and you're like, oh, is that a constant refresher? How do you pull that out of your ass? It's unbelievable.
I just think I read it somewhere and you just remember things. I don't know.
Okay.
Stupid human facts. I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting. That's not interesting. It's interesting.
It's interesting now, but if you ask me next week what
is the smallest bone?
All right, you give me one.
All right. Oh my gosh. Is this really?
Well, skip any either way.
No, I mean, who would know that?
Well, you know what?
Oh, wait. This is a question that was written for you. On average, how many bacteria cells are on each square centimeter of a rubber duck?
Okay, see, this game, let me just alter this game right now. What is that? When we do Poppa quiz next,
what is that?
What you got to do is I get the medical questions for him, right?
Right. His question should be
to
like
me
stand up.
Who's starring in the next Black Adam?
Right. So, which muscle are you? Right. If you do a 60-minute stand up act, which muscle are you most likely to strain?
Okay.
That's crazy.
I think it might be better if it's this segment should be called Stump the Doctor.
Oh,
right.
Stump the Doctor. But you're gonna stump me.
And let me see what he knows.
All right. Oh my gosh.
Okay. At what age do children's brains reach 90% of their adult size?
I think it's 2 years old.
6.
6 years old?
It's 90%, right?
Yeah, oh, that's high. All right, 90%. That's high. That's interesting because I usually say that you're as smart as you're going to be at 2, because your brain grows exponentially in the third trimester in utero, and then the first 2 years. That's why we talk about like full fats, omega-3 fatty acids, really good for brain growth, development, cognition. And then after 2, we actually stop checking your head size because you sort of level off after that.
The head size at 2 is the head.
No, it's not. It's not your final head size, but we stop. You know, we measure the kid's head.
Yeah.
We stop at 2 because after 2, when you look at head growth, it's almost like a flat line after that.
Okay,
it doesn't
doesn't grow. Okay,
we'll have to check that. 6 years old. Interesting. Who's our? Do we have a medical correspondent looking these up? How do you know? How do we know if this is right?
We're hoping that you will correct our.
Oh, well, yeah, we should have looked these up.
So we used Google, we used ChatGPT,
Oh.
and then we compared them against each other.
Oh.
So I did that.
Because Google's great at medicine.
Wow.
That's the thing. That's what the hope was, that if we ask you a question, you're like, no, that it's like,
Yeah, that's interesting. 90%. 90% at 6. All right. I like it. I'll give you a reason why I'm right, but who knows?
I'm going to give you another one.
All right.
What is the name of the condition in which an infant's head is flattened by too much back or crib time?
Yeah, plagiocephaly.
Wow.
Yeah. But that's a common one. So you know that when we
Common.
No, when we were kids and we slept on our stomachs, everybody had nice round heads. It wasn't an issue. And now we've created, because of the back to sleep campaign, which is very necessary, which we put all babies to sleep on their back to prevent SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome. Okay. So when the babies are sleeping on the back of their heads, they flatten out the back because the weight of their head flattens there. And then if they like looking in one direction more than the other, right, you're laying down on your back and you always look this way, you flatten the right side. So it's all about forces, and your cranium's very malleable in the first year of life. So wherever you put the pressure, that's where it flattens out. So the worst it usually gets is the first 4 months of life, because the first 4 months you're flat on your back. Then you start rolling. So then it starts evening out as your head grows. And that's where you see the kids with the helmets, right? So at 4 months, their head's really flat. And then they get a helmet that's like pressure point. So as the head grows, it puts pressure on certain areas. So it pops it out and it makes it round.
Okay. Let me address the helmet. Growing up, no one had a helmet.
Right. Because we slept on our bellies.
Okay. But sleeping on your belly, you're saying wasn't the right thing to do growing up.
Well, we found that it's a big risk factor for SIDS. So
and SIDS is smothering yourself in
it's sudden infant death syndrome, and there's a lot of factors. One of the factors, not 100%, because by putting everybody to sleep on their back didn't reduce it to 0, but that was a large factor. They think it's a combination of a couple things. That 1, a position you're in. 2, you have a genetic predisposition to it, and you're in sort of like, a smothering position, and you basically have sudden infant death.
Gotcha. Okay, again.
All right, what you got?
Pediatrics comes from the word child in what language?
Latin.
Greek.
Is that right? Greek? Oh, Greek. Oh, Greek. All right. Greek. That would make sense. I went for origin stories. Greek. That makes sense.
Okay,
right?
I'm trying to figure out if I have a question in regards to.
It's all Greek to me.
No, I don't.
What do you got?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so we got to get some. Right, how old's Mario?
Yeah, what do you got?
All right.
I mean, there's.
All right.
Give me some credit.
Jesus. All right. Let's give you something. Oh, look at that. What is the safest sleeping position for infants? There you go. Right. Now you know that one.
Barely. Almost forgot.
Yeah. So this one's wrong. But on average, when does the soft spot on a baby's head go away?
I'm going to say 1.5.
Oh, wow. Where'd you pull that one from?
Well, I was just going back to my kids, and I remember back. I go, this is soft, and then it wasn't. And I'm like, that was probably around. It was basically.
I like that you knew the answer, but when you pointed to where the soft spot was,
I went right here,
but it's actually right here.
Okay,
yeah,
I went in the back.
Yeah, so 9 to 18 months is when it closes. So it's there. You're born with 2, an anterior fontanelle here and a posterior. The posterior ones usually close at birth, but can close up to 3 months of age. The anterior fontanelle allows the different plates of the head to expand as your brain grows. So you need it open, and then it closes somewhere between 9 and 18 months. Yeah.
All right.
So
wow.
Google is a little off on that one.
The opinions expressed in this program are not intended as professional medical advice, as a diagnosis, as a treatment protocol, or as a substitute for professional medical advice from your physician. Please consider your own medical history and consult with your own physician for your specific healthcare and/or medical needs and about your concerns for yourself and your family.